Oh, recording in progress. Hello,
Okay.
friend. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I think we've got your weather up here too, by the way. You can have it back.
I can take some rain. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Well, we've got the 100 plus heat and the humidity. It's just, yeah. My
Oh,
hair curls.
oh, where? Show me. Uh-huh. I'm missing it. Oh,
Yeah.
that one right there? Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh, Florida. Why Florida? Come on.
Hmm. Born and raised here.
Native. You're an oddity. You're a
I'm
native.
an island
You're
girl,
an,
born on the island.
born on the island. What does
Mhm.
that mean? What island?
So, yeah, the beaches.
Ooh,
Yeah, so born on the beaches of Jacksonville, Florida.
yeah.
So interesting enough, though, I'm the first generation of our family to be born in Florida. Everybody else came from New York.
From the city or upstate?
Well, some of them from city, and then the other was from Poughkeepsie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was just back in the city last week. And
were
so,
you?
yeah, for the 4th of July. I,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I enjoyed my time. And, I lived there for 7 years
Yeah.
before moving back to Ohio. And yeah, and that was the first time, 3.5 years since I've been here. And so,
Okay.
yeah, it was good to get back. Yeah. So, first
hmm
generation native.
hmm Yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
cool stuff. I love it.
And you stayed.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what keeps you there?
Um, I think
Not that
now
you got
it's
to go anywhere. I'm not saying you got to go anywhere.
yeah, I would
I mean,
say
yeah,
I think mainly what keeps me here is my family's all here now.
yeah,
Well, I
right.
mean, the majority of my family's here. My kids are here.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Um,
right.
you
Yeah,
know, if the kids decide to go somewhere else, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have some reason why my business is going to be moving somewhere else. Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Right. Yeah. And we know each other through the Tai
Yes.
Chi world. And
Yeah.
what is your Tai Chi origin story? What got you into Tai Chi? When? What's your Tai Chi
Okay.
origin story?
All right. So is I think it was around 2014. I was working for it's a CRCC. It's the Fleet Landing in Jacksonville. Okay.
Yeah.
Independent living senior
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
And they didn't have any type of Tai Chi, Qigong, or anything there. It was mainly creating your own type of exercises.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, gosh, there's something in Gainesville, Florida. I'm going to see if I can go ahead and get them to support me. And I'm going to go to Gainesville and take this course.
Yeah.
And it was funny, Mike, when I took the course, not only was it Maureen, that was teaching it.
Right.
But it was really interesting that all I kept thinking to myself the whole weekend is, wow, this reminds me of Pilates, which I had been doing for a
Ooh,
long time
okay.
because the movements were slow, they were controlled, they were flow. You had to use your mind. And it was like, okay, well, that looks a lot like it. Thinking, well, now backtrack, that's thousands of years old. And so I'm thinking, well, Joseph Pilates was pretty smart.
He found something that, right. Yeah, right.
He did. And he was a apparatus kind of a guru when it came to
Yeah.
tools.
Yeah.
So he would take different tools to use. And I'm thinking, well, it was like seeing a sword or a stick, and he would just do it to something else
Right.
to help benefit people who
Right.
needed assistance. So, yeah, that's how it all started.
Pilates. So I'll confess, I've never done Pilates.
Okay.
So what is Pilates?
Pilates is slow control movement with flow. You can do it standing, you can do it seated.
Right.
A lot of it's done on a mat.
Yeah.
Traditional mat is just movements,
Okay.
but it's just amazing that it's definitely about mind connection with body.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, similar to Tai Chi, similar to yoga, similar to
Mhm.
all that kind of thing, or
Yeah, so somewhat. Actually, I didn't find Pilates very similar to yoga in a lot of aspects because there's not an isometric hold.
gotcha.
There's not poses.
Right. Right. Yeah. Much like Tai Chi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
So
Yeah.
maybe even more qigong than tai chi
Didn't
because
she?
it wasn't like you had choreographed moves. It was that you were going to do the same moves for quite a few
Quite a few.
times and
Yeah.
repetitions. So yeah.
Nice. I'll check it out. I gotta, I'm always you can take something from everything, and
Yes, you can.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've
Um,
got them on my website. Yeah, check it out.
I will. I mean, we'll get to your website in a little.
No, I'm just saying you
Oh,
take one of those
me.
classes online.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I could do that. I could take one of your classes.
There you go.
That'd be
See?
fun. Um, uh, I'm going to get this right. A
Go ahead.
posture alignment specialist.
Hmm.
What
What is it?
what is that? That's right.
It's not a physical therapist.
Right. Right.
Right. So it's literally I work with people's body as a unit. So it's a whole.
Yeah.
So let me just give an example.
Yeah.
Let's say that your right shoulder is bothering you. It's not going to be the thing I'm going to look at.
Right.
I'm going to look at your body and find out where are you not centered in your body.
Right.
And usually if it's your right shoulder, that means something is happening, whether your elevation on your left, because now you are compensating
I'm
for a dysfunction.
overcompensating.
Yeah,
Right. Right. Yeah.
exactly. So that's what the principles of the posture alignment specialist. So then I create and have exercises to help to pretty much just kind of center body, get things, a lot of people to decrease pain.
Yeah.
Okay. Work on range of motion. And it
Wow.
seems like, Mike, what's happening again is it's just another way to introduce Qigong moves and breath
Right.
with teaching people more about their body in
Yeah.
general,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And and it's interesting because I mean, I've got al- almost 35 years as a martial artist, right? And
Yes.
Tai Chi and Qigong in the midst of all that. And in my older older wiser years now,
Mhm.
I am doing much more Qigong than I do anything else, in all honesty. Even Tai Chi. I gravitate more towards, and so I
Me
I'm
too.
working with I've got a group of about 25 people. They all live with varying degrees of Parkinson's. And they, I teach them Tai Chi. Well, I'm just teaching them Qigong. It's like we're gonna
Right.
stand here and breathe, and we're gonna get comfortable with our tremors. We're gonna get comfortable in our limitations, and we're gonna figure it out. And I do a lot of it with just Qigong, and it's just it seems like everything comes back to that. It really does. It's
Yes, it does.
let's just breathe and let's just yeah. Uh, so and I know
Yeah.
you hold to this too. So we talk about a holistic approach to
Mhm.
healing, wholeness, life, everything. How would you define for you holistic approach? What? Because I know you do a lot with diet. I know you do a lot
Mhm.
with nutrition and all that too. So
Right.
what is a holistic approach to even life and living? What is that for you?
Yeah, and it's constantly changing too, right?
Right.
Okay, that's the most important part is so I would say it's a menu. Holistic approach to me is like having a menu.
Yeah.
So what do I need? I'll spill the tea on the fact that I'm extremely energized, go, go, go. Yet I recognize how important it is that I have to slow down and take
Yeah.
time. And then, so that's a holistic approach to be able to take the time and say, I really need to slow down a little bit. And for me, slowing down could be going for a hike in the woods, or
Yeah.
it could be sitting outside and watching the birds for an hour and literally do nothing but watch nature.
Yeah.
But in general, for my life as a holistic
Yeah.
approach, it's my exercises. I think about my holistic approaches as how I feel about myself
Yeah.
and how that portrays out to the people that I not only work with, but my loved ones,
Yeah.
people I meet on a regular basis. Definitely the food, because we are what we eat, and our gut, and it's there's scientific proof.
I know. And I've listened to you.
Gut
I've heard you.
is
I believe you. Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is absolutely everything. So when I'm not feeling myself, like say maybe I'm not sleeping very well,
Yeah.
I'm waking up and I have way too many thoughts in my mind. I'm going to go back to one. What did I eat today? Did I carry more sugar, more caffeine?
Right.
Did I have to have that extra cup of coffee at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? So yeah, when we think of holistic for myself, it's always about what is the natural, yeah, I just had mine. What is the natural approach
Yeah.
that's going to work for me? And like I said, the biggest thing I've been teaching my clients all the time is, so when that's no longer working for you, don't think that something's really wrong because everything needs to change.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe running's no longer for you. Maybe that just doesn't feel good on the knees. Well, what's wrong with the good walk? And if the walk doesn't feel good, then let's get on a bike or let's go walk in the pool, making the adjustments necessary.
Right. Yeah.
And being up here, noting that change is necessary is a big deal.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah, I totally agree. And realizing that it's just part of life. I
it
mean,
is.
and being okay. I had the conversation today with somebody about change and
Yeah.
oh, I can't change. No, you see, you are changing. I,
Yes.
I mean, you could stand still and you're changing. And so it's getting in touch and
Yeah.
how can I be a part of a positive change?
Right.
Because I'm going to change one way or the other. There's absolutely no stopping it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting. Um, yeah, change.
When I first started my company, it was funny because I wanted to use the word holistic,
Yeah.
posture alignment specialist
Right.
holistic. And I got a lot of feedback. People are like, oh, I don't know, you might not want to use that word. And I'll tell you, I'm the kind of person that's like, well, if people are telling me not to use it, I'm using it.
Yeah, right. I know. It's just like I'm
I'm
going to
stepping out of the box.
yeah, and it's because I mean we and it's like oh that's a woo woo word we can't woo and no one I'm like come on
Woo this.
yeah well then come to class and I'll show you
Right.
woo woo
Watch me.
and it's just like yeah well no come on
No,
um
no.
so explain new age hippie
Oh boy.
oh yeah
So New Age Hippie. So New Age Hippie is it's a 501(c)(3 not-for-profit.
right
And we actually started the not-for-profit, say that 5 times, in 2011. And the mission is to educate sustainable ways to live a healthy, happy life. And it's been a lot of fun because it's growing. And as it's growing, it's nice to see that what we are doing is we are creating events and programs
right
that I get grants or there's people who sponsor donations.
right
And then I pay professionals in whatever area we're doing a program or an event with to come and share it. And I mean, it's expanded to having like a line dancing in a park where hundreds show,
right
just beautiful, or empowered women empowering workshops where we
right
had what was the last one was 96 people. So it's growing. And yet, here's the gift that we educate. Now, the programs are free.
right for the
But the
participants right
people,
yeah right
yes,
yeah
but the people that are the professionals who are doing some of the sessions or whatever it is, they get paid.
right
So, and that was the whole idea is if we could educate, because I don't want to preach it, I just want to be able to teach it. And then hopefully
yeah
somebody's going to say, hey, you know what? That wasn't that hard. I can do that. That will work. This does feel good.
right
I did need it when some people say they don't think they need it,
yeah it's like
you know?
it's too yeah and and I admire your approach and not only with your nonprofit but even with your studio it's you do a lot of free stuff on the beach and you do I
Mhm.
mean when we with Earth and Cup we have the same approach it's just like we don't want finances to be in the way of you realizing what you can do
Right.
so it's everything is to make it available and kudos for that because that is not the business model that people tell you you should do when you get into
Right.
this gig.
No.
It's not. Well, you
No.
gotta, you go down to the yoga shop down here or whatever, and it's just like,
Right.
yeah. So kudos for that because
Yeah.
the people that the the people that really need it,
Mhm.
are many times the people that can't afford it or just don't have that expendable income. And yeah,
Right.
so yeah, that's cool.
Well, listen to how much it's expanding. And so, we said, let's stay out of the box, right? Just get
Yeah.
out of the box, stay out of it. So, I pull things out of the hat. Like this year, we hired somebody that came in, and she's an EMT and a forest ranger. And we did two programs. One was first aid, and then the next one was first aid with hiking. And so the first day was really cool because it was just, so what are the things that you can need?
Yeah.
Basics. But the first aid for hiking, she had this table full of all these things. And then we're trying to figure out that someone broke their leg. How are we going to use what's in the woods? And it was phenomenal.
I'm sure.
And I
Well,
couldn't believe the number of people that showed up,
yeah.
and people who said, well, I never thought that, you should always bring a backpack, or why would you want to wear a hat? Well, if it rains, or,
Right. Let me tell
it
you
gets
why.
hot. I mean, there were so many
Right.
pieces that it was just, yeah, it was remarkable. So
Yeah.
changing gears and directions that we're going.
Yeah. And and even, and so it's just like, even if you don't hike, come, because
Yeah,
it's not about hiking. It's
right.
about critical thinking. It's about
Mhm.
problem solving. It's about
Yes, it
you
is.
figuring out you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
I think she had everybody. She's only like 22 years old.
all right.
She rocked it. She had everybody wanting to purchase a first aid kit. And she said, everybody needs to have one in their car,
Right.
regardless. And she goes, and why wouldn't you, if you're just planning on going to a park to walk around in a park for a little bit, why wouldn't you have something with you as a backup in case something happened?
Yeah.
And it was just, it lights up that little bit of spark, like, oh, wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not you that's going to need it, but what if you could actually help somebody else?
Right. Yeah. And get them.
So
Yeah.
it was great.
I'm glad. I mean, it's cool stuff.
It is.
It's doing the stuff that's, like I see it. It's just you just need to get out of the box and stay out of the
Mhm.
box and do, yeah, do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So my question for you then is,
Hmm.
how, what parts of the hippie life do you embrace?
Every bit of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
think
do.
about the hippie life, but yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I really do. Okay. And,
no,
so people get offended sometimes by the word hippie, so let's go to the granola side of what hippie was when they brought the word in. It was the person who was, the vegetables and vegans and wanted to grow their own
right,
gardens and, didn't want to waste water,
right,
just simple things like that. And
yeah,
we pretty much here in our home, we pretty much live that kind of life. Everything in our yard is either something you eat or something that's a benefit to the butterflies and bees.
yeah,
So, we've got solar on the house for hot water. We collect all of our water and use it for our plants. I mean, yeah.
yeah. You even here, it's just like trash day, and it's just like we, we use it. We have about this much trash, in
Yes.
a week, and I'm like, well, it's
Yes.
because I don't create. We don't create trash,
Right.
We
Yes.
we live our lives in a sustainable way that doesn't create trash.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like,
Yeah.
and what if we could move closer to that? To that?
Yeah.
No.
So, and that's how I feel, Mike. This is the best point. So take that forward. So, how do we do that? It's not to try to preach it to anybody that, gosh, I can't believe you're not even thinking about doing it.
Right.
How about
Right.
if the programs are there and people start seeing more of the programs and all of a sudden they say, that's not hard to do.
Right. Yeah.
There's a American Recycles Day
Right.
that is actually a national American Recycles.
Right.
So New Age Hippie kind of flipped it around a little bit. Instead of it being recycle, like, people bring in their paints, people bring in
Yeah.
whatever. This is a recycle where the organizations that we have in our community that need from others, like Lions Club needs eyeglasses.
Glasses. Right. Absolutely.
Our beam that's here, which is an emergency ministry, they need canned food. The shelters need socks and they'll need coats for the winter time in
Right.
November when the date is.
Right.
And we make sure we get tons of towels for the animal shelters and get them to the shelters, and the food if people want to bring. So, and American Recycles Day for New Age Hippie is the organizations that you can provide and assist with, and it doesn't go in the trash.
Right. Right.
And so reusable, upcycle,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
fun.
you reimagine. And it's just like, you think about, people, oh, we're going to do spring cleaning. Okay. But don't put it in the trash.
Right. Who
What,
could use it?
yeah, how can maybe you can't, or how can somebody else use?
Yeah.
Don't just, there's
Yeah.
no reason to just put bags and bags and boxes of stuff in the trash.
No.
Just figure out somebody can use all that stuff.
Mhm.
Uh,
Absolutely.
no, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Uh, so you do all of this wonderful stuff, and
Mhm.
yet uh, you're a wife and a mother.
I am. And I have a full-time company. I know. I know. And I do sleep. I do.
I
I
was going to
do.
ask. I know I was going to ask,
I
right?
do. I get some sleep.
So what? I mean, because that's real life. I mean, the truth
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
that's real life. We have
It is.
families, we have
Mhm.
responsibilities. We're all trying to change the world. We all have. So, um, so what's the best, advice, or what works for you that might work for somebody else?
Okay. So, um, we have to gift ourselves first. Okay, now that's a lot. That sounds a lot of people would give me the funny look, but you have to gift yourself first if you're going to be able to gift and to help others.
Right,
Okay. So it's not the I word, it's not the me word.
right,
It's just from inside, from heart, to realize that you have to be your best first. And then it makes it so much more palatable. There's a lot more a lot more energy
yeah, right,
that you can share with other people. And I think I would say to other people, stop and see where you are first. Work on you.
right,
Because if you're good, you're grounded and you're good,
right,
there's so much you can do
yeah,
to make a difference,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
I do. I was, and it's. I had a conversation with a group of people this morning, and um, it's just in doing that, in me taking care of myself, or me being grounded, I
Mhm.
then uh, give you permission to be you, and or I give you a way or a model for you
Right,
to do that for you. And in
right.
some ways, we become permission givers to other people when we say, no, I need to take tonight, and I really can't do that because
Thank you anyway.
thank you anyway, but
Yeah.
I need time with my family. I need time. Well, then that causes me to go, I could
Mm,
probably use this time for my family, or I
yep.
could use this time for me to go, sit in a hot tub or something.
Hmm.
I mean, to take a
Yes.
moment, or because you're absolutely right. We can only, if we just keep depleting ourselves, then we can only give so much, and we
Right.
period.
Right.
We
Yeah.
toss around this concept of energy or chi or whatever we want to call
Yes.
it, and yeah, and it's really, for me, it's been my experience. It's connecting people when they really start to connect with that energy. One, I mean, with what we do in qigong, and it's finding
Right.
that energy in myself, and then realizing I can cultivate that, and we share it. I mean, it's not my, you were saying it's not a me thing, it's not an I
No.
thing, it's an all of us thing. And all we're doing is we're just passing this energy back and forth, and with the trees and the bees and
Yeah.
and so once we start to connect with that, which is, which is a hippie concept.
Yeah, it is.
So it was a
Mm,
very much a back to creation, a back to tapping into, the universe and how we interact with everything. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right. The
yeah,
great, you think about the word great outdoors.
yeah.
It's a God.
Right. No, absolutely. Right.
So, I mean, a walk on the beach or a walk in a park, wherever it is, but imagine what's inside. You've had this, you're frustrated, something's not right, and all of a sudden you're on the beach by a lake or some piece of water, something out and about.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you realize that you're starting to feel better. It is. It's the great outdoors.
It is. And
And that's human. That's a human. We're human. That's what we're
built
designed
to do,
for.
right? Absolutely. That's the way we're
Yeah.
built to
So,
be. And it's and I tell people, I mean, we do fall prevention. We both,
yes.
and so, I tell people, we were created to not wear shoes
Yep.
because we're supposed to be in touch with the earth that we walk on.
Yeah.
So take your shoes off and go walk on the earth.
That's it.
It's like, what? I'm like, no, go walk in the, I mean, you can come, if you need to come up north to walk in the
Hmm.
snow, you can do that. You're more than welcome to come up. But yeah, go walk in the snow, go walk on the
Absolutely.
beach, go walk go, we were talking about hiking and,
Yeah.
go walk. I mean, you know, yeah, there's
Dif
the
difference.
majority of our proprioceptors are in our feet.
Yes, they
And
are.
so, and that's where, we find ourselves. Yeah, yeah.
That's funny you say that because what do we say in Tai Chi that our feet what? Lead with our feet.
Everything starts with your feet.
We
It
do. We
all,
move from our feet. We don't lead with our hands.
no, we don't lead with
We
our
lead
head.
with our feet. We don't lead with our hands.
Woo! No, folks, it all starts with the feet. And it's because
Yes, it
that's where you're
does.
connected. We talk about groundedness
Yeah.
and all that and connectedness. Yeah, yeah. We met, me and you met,
Yep.
with Living with the Principles, which
Yeah.
was just a wonderful experience. Well, how did you get connected with all that? With the
Wow, that
Living with the
was,
Principles?
yeah, that was interesting. So that was Maureen Miller.
Back to Maureen, right?
Yeah. So, because I was taking a lot of her workshops
Gotcha.
and she mentioned it, and I kept going back and forth, going, wow, I really like to do it. But boy, that's a long one. I think it was like, what, a 4 day or something when we did
Yeah,
it
it
the
was
first
four
one.
days. Yeah.
I was like, ooh, 4 days, get off work for 4 days. But
Jekyll
what
Island, here we go.
I know, and it's funny is had only been to Jekyll Island one time
Yeah.
way before that. So, here I go to the first one, and I think it was their third year that they were doing it. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love with not Jekyll Island. I fell in love with the group,
Yeah.
with Merle and Dan
Yeah.
and Betty. And it was just,
Yeah.
these people were wonderful.
Yeah.
They had, I mean, it was absolutely magical. And then to see all the people who were at the retreat were as positive and just happy as could be. And I thought, oh my goodness, this
Yeah.
is where I want to be.
Yeah.
I'm stuck. I was in.
For a week in January, I'm
Yeah, I mean, hello.
walking around with the turtles,
Exactly.
finding
So yeah,
food.
that was it. After that, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then that's when I asked Maureen one time, I said, I'd like to be a presenter.
yeah.
And she says, have you ever done it before? And I said, absolutely not. I'm ready. Let's do
I
it.
know. Let's just dive in. It's like I've never done this before. Yeah, and it was, and it was. I think, and part of it, the just and it continues with seasonal chi too. But
Yes.
just the interesting stuff um that comes out of that process is it's just amazing, amazing work that everybody's doing and coming out
Yes.
and bringing to it. It's always fun. And yeah, and as we've been down the road, it's fun to watch how, I mean, we don't work, we don't plan it all with each other, and it all kind of,
Right.
there's a connection there. And I think
Yeah.
yeah. So check out Seasonal Chi, you all. It's fun.
Yes.
But yeah, cool. Um so the lightning round. So these are just hit and run questions. You ready?
Okay.
Barefoot shoes or socks?
Bare feet.
Yeah. How many pairs of socks do you own?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe about a dozen, but half of them are toe socks.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that. So if you have a hole in one sock, do you keep one? Do you throw one away or do you throw the pair away?
Gosh, I would want to wear that hole as much as I could, depending on where the hole is.
Yeah.
But oh gosh, I would probably say I would probably want to do something. I wouldn't wear them anymore.
Right. Yeah.
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 If
Yeah.
they're if it's a different color.
Yeah.
Most of my socks are the exact same, so that makes it simple.
Yeah, I've gone to just because I could never get
Hmm.
rid of the other sock. And
Yeah.
so I'm just like, the kid, I tell everybody, but it's not true, but I tell the kids are all doing it. They're all wearing different socks. So that's what I do. So it's
There
like,
you go.
but the
You're
kids
starting a
aren't
new
really,
trend.
you're, that's,
There you
yeah,
go.
I'm such a trendsetter, right?
Sock this, baby.
Sock this. What advice would you give to your younger self?
Hmm. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Yeah.
I mean, I have always had such an imagination, and I would always hold back on my imagination. And because I think, oh, maybe people would think that was funny. And now I look at it and I'm like, man, I had some really cool ideas and I'm still using them today.
Yeah.
So I probably would tell my younger self that don't be afraid.
Yeah.
You have these dreams, you have these ideas,
Yeah.
go for it,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. Don't
know?
be afraid. Yeah. I mean, it can be scary, but don't be afraid. Just
Don't
lean
be
into
afraid of
it.
it.
Yeah. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Um, Must watch movies. What is the movie when it comes on, no matter where it is, if it comes up on your screen, you're going to watch it to the
Okay, so this was a hard one. Okay, if it comes up on the screen, I would have to watch Grease.
end?
Okay,
There it is.
that
Right.
was definitely my time frame.
Right. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
my mom was still alive, it would
Yeah.
have to be the oh gosh. Oh, I just lost it. What's the one? Mamma Mia.
Oh, wow. Okay. They just came out with Mamma Mia 2 or something, didn't they?
Did they? Well, that would have been my second one because you can't sit on a movie like that and just watch. You have got to get up. You have got to
End
get
up
your
and dance
microphone and
to the
play and
ABBA
you
tunes.
oh, absolutely.
Right. Yeah, cool. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can you
Great.
tell they're musicals? Did you get
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
so
love
in
musicals.
Greece, what is the role that you always see yourself doing in Greece? Who are you?
I am the crazy girl that was the
I
beautician.
was gonna say
Ding, ding,
that's what
ding, 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 ding,
I
ding.
know. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm like, that's
Like,
good.
okay,
Yeah, right.
just
You're
about
still
fun.
dropout, right? It's like,
Mhm,
yeah, I had
mhm.
that thought. I really did. When I asked you that question, I'm like, it's, yeah. Uh,
Absolutely.
if you could compete in an Olympics, winter or summer, what event would you do?
Oh, I'd probably say swim first.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my backup would be track,
Track. Yeah. I don't like,
especially relay.
really? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I could
Yeah.
handle relay.
Hmm. But yeah, I mean, you're an island girl, so swimming makes sense.
And no shoes.
No shoes when you swim. No shoes when you run track, or no shoes.
I would love it if they would allow you to do that because, boy, can you get moving.
I know, I know. They don't allow you to do that. I mean, I don't think. I think you have to
You
wear
do.
shoes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What music do you listen to?
I like pretty much all music. Um, I do. I mean, there's even some rap that I like
Yeah,
because there's some rap that is so poetic
yeah, pretty good.
and it really does have a nice flow to it. But now you start dropping bombs and stuff, that's not going to work for me. No way. But
Yeah.
I mean, I do. I love blues. I mean, as a kid,
Ooh.
Mike, Soul Train,
Yeah,
R&B was
yeah.
just like my ultimate favorite. So, but I can pretty much listen to any music. I
Listening.
love
Yeah.
it.
No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. True. Um,
Yeah.
is what TV show would you want to be on? What TV show?
See, that's a hard one for me because I don't really watch television
Yeah.
that much.
Right.
I mean, movie now and then, but a TV show. How about Laverne and Shirley?
Laverne and Shirley, right. Schlemiel Schlemizel.
Good heavens, weren't they a trip?
Awesome.
So
And
you're gonna have some generations below us right now that if they ever see this, are
that's
gonna
right.
be like, we're gonna have to look
Lenny and
that
the
up.
Squeaktones. I had the album. At Lenny and the Squeaktones. I had the album.
Oh,
I may even still have it.
wow.
It's probably in this room somewhere, actually. But Lenny and the Squeaktones. I am
Oh my
Lenny and I'm the
gosh.
Squeaktones. Yeah, that was yeah, yeah. Oh, that there you go.
They were funny.
And so roses and thorns. So roses being
Mhm.
successes, thorns being challenges.
Mhm.
Greatest rose, greatest thorn.
My new age hippie is my rose.
Yeah, good for you.
The thorn was starting my career with posture specialist and an error. You think back in when I started that business, um, people didn't really, it was kind of like chiropractic and acupuncture where people
Right,
kind of looked at you like you were in the woo-woos,
right.
you know? And so
Yeah,
I really, it was a lot of challenges to be able to show people and give them the opportunity to believe that, people can do something without having tools or medication. Yeah.
right.
So
And in fact, and in fact, we've been doing it this way a
yeah,
lot longer
a
than,
lot longer.
yeah. And I mean, we do. So, I go in, I teach yoga or Tai Chi, or,
Yeah.
you talk Reiki or you talk energy.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, you can. We've been doing this for
Yeah.
thousands and thousands of years. And
Absolutely.
yeah, cool, cool. Um, so yeah, my little thing is Earthen Cup, right? So the earth of Earthen Cup is grounding. So what ground, we talked about it earlier. What
Hmm.
grounds you?
Anything I do outside.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Whether it's in the woods, whether it's at the beach. I mean, I can even be in a kayak and I'm feeling grounded.
Yeah. Right.
So it's outdoors.
Yeah. Because,
Definitely.
yeah, and I'm glad you said that because so often we think that we think grounding means I have to be on something solid.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's not necessarily what grounding is.
Oh,
When you talk about being in a kayak, you can be in a kayak and still be grounded. Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because that's an aspect of grounding, I think,
Hmm.
we miss sometimes. We don't embrace.
Yes, we do. Yes, we
Um,
do.
yeah, and then the cup is this notion, it goes back to the Zen story of, filling the cup and emptying your cup and being this cup that if you're full, you can't get more in. So what fills your cup and then how do you empty it to be filled again?
Yeah, so filling my cup is creating these events and programs with the nonprofit.
Cool. Yeah.
Emptying my cup is having those events work and then starting all over with new ideas. So, I mean, it never
You
stops.
go, okay, here's the
I
new one.
do. I
That's
do. It's like,
right. Yeah,
well, that
yeah.
was great. How about this one? Let's
Yeah.
try this. Let's go
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So, right now we're filling the cup with an idea of a cultural concert, bringing awareness both to the music, to the costumes, to the dance,
Yeah.
and educate the importance of diversity and
Yeah.
how much we're all alike when it comes to happiness and all the pieces
Right.
that create what is your history, what is your background.
Yeah. What's your
So
story?
that's
Yeah. Right.
that's
Right.
what we're working on. So I'm filling that cup up right now
Ah. So
for next year.
are you gonna like do different? Are you gonna do a series of different cultures or all together in one little event?
We're going to try and do several different cultures in one series to start with.
Nice.
So
That'd
make
be
it a
cool.
concert. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. That'd,
So that's
um,
filling a big cup.
the
And then the
cups just
exciting
get
thing
bigger,
is, I
Sherry. I
mean, you
know,
think it
man.
like, okay, I need a little larger mug right now. Let me get two hands around this one. You're
I need
right.
one with two handles because this
Yeah,
is
two fists
serious
in
now.
this one.
Come on. That's right.
And then the exciting thing is you think the larger that the event becomes,
Yeah.
just think about how much more um, I can support those professionals who do these things so they get the awareness and connection,
Right.
and the people that would never be able to do these events to be able to come. So, it's just,
And the cup gets
so I
bigger,
said, I'm two
bigger, bigger.
fisting.
Right. Absolutely. And
Give
then,
me a bigger cup.
yeah, I need a bigger cup because
Yeah.
it's going on style. Cool. Um, where can people find you?
Yeah.
What are your, I don't know. Where can people find you? I'll let you.
Yeah. So there's a couple of websites. Actually, there's a few websites. So New Age Hippie is
Right.
the New Age HIPPY. Okay, so that'll always have all of the events listed for the New Age Hippie.
Okay.
Excuse me.
No worries.
Then you have my regular posture company. That's C-Fit Wellness.
C as in
S-E,
C,
no, SEAFIT. C-Fit Wellness.
well,
So, and on that particular website is a background on the posture alignment
yeah,
specialist. There's videos on there about posture.
yeah,
So, and then Tai Chi Health and Wellness is
right,
Deirdre's and my
right.
website. And that's got a bunch of free videos for people to do as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah.
has all of our videos from our seasonal chi.
For seasonal chi, I was just going to say, then they can go to Tai Chi for health and wellness to get seasonal chi and to
Yeah,
register or the next one in the
everything.
shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
And it's actually Tai Chi Health and Wellness for website. Drop the four.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. And all the registrations are on there. Seasonal chi. And like I said, the best thing about our seasonal chi is you might not make it,
Right,
but you're going to get a free video
right.
as long as you register.
Yeah. I had
So,
one of our participants that comes a lot and she goes, she sent me an email. Do you have the video? I'm like, you probably got an email.
yeah.
I mean, I'll send it to you, but you look and it's like, okay, because
Yeah.
you couldn't make it. I'm like, yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
come and you can enjoy it live or
yeah.
you can enjoy it there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What
It's
else?
exciting.
What else? Anything?
What else? Let's see. So expanding, okay, here's one. I'm going to throw something back at you.
Okay.
Okay. So, and for those who would be listening that are teachers,
Yeah.
so at some point, teachers have to be students.
Correct.
So when we talk about adaptability and making the changes when necessary, there's holistic again.
Right.
I'm at a point in my life, and it feels good inside to say, I want to be a student again for a
Yeah.
while.
Right.
I love teaching,
Yeah.
but I realize that, you can only be so much of a teacher. So, I have this feeling of now it's time to step into another phase, and it's me being the student again. And I'm very excited about this next phase in my life to be able to expand and learn more so that I again it's just a circle. It's a full
Right.
circle.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your endeavor going to be to become
Yeah.
a new
Definitely more
student?
Qigong.
Good for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it.
So
I really love it.
right.
It resonates with me a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
And with the clients I have, like you mentioned, Parkinson's, with Parkinson's and my dementia patients, and
Right.
I mean, so many different challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And so it's time. It's time for me. Your friend Hung,
Yeah. I
you
just saw
know,
her in June. Yeah.
you did.
Yeah,
She's
it's the
just such
week
a
long.
love.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
she was fantastic.
She's
She was a,
going back. She's going back to the mountain to be a student.
right. Correct.
The
And you
woman with all the wisdom and all this beautiful
I know.
knowledge.
And you just go, holy mackerel. And she goes, no, I got to go be a student. I'm going to go back. I'll see you in a year or so. Oh,
And
okay.
that's what
Yeah.
stemmed my feeling. It's like I just literally, it was like I had been thinking
Yeah.
about it, but thoughts, no, you could just let them float for a while. But
Yeah.
here I'm thinking about it. And when Hung came to visit us for World Tai Chi Day,
Yeah.
I told her how I felt. And she looked at me, she said, it's time.
Yeah.
I said, it is. And I said, all I needed was someone to say,
There's
yeah.
permission. We're back to permission giving. I mean, we are. We're back to giving somebody permission to go do what they need to do.
Exactly.
100%. I know. And it's just
See?
like, yeah.
So
Yeah.
there we
That must
are.
have been fantastic to have her down there for that. Because,
Oh,
yeah, because she did 13 postures or something too, right?
okay. And I have to tell you what was beautiful about that. It was not the postures, it was not the movements,
Right.
it was internal.
It's internal energy, right?
It was the discussion of what is, how is,
Yeah.
where is.
Yeah.
And you could see the look. At first, you have these, people in the audience are like, okay, are we going to get up soon?
No.
And then she would get more into it. And by half the day,
Yeah.
you would see everybody going, oh, wow, I'm like, do you understand how important it is
Right.
to understand first?
Right. Before you get up, right.
She
That's,
was giving the benefits of the health to
yeah.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
before
Oh, that
just
would be,
wanting you to look so cool and get these certain moves. And I was like, now that's That's what I'm
That's
talking
cool.
about. It
That's
is.
yeah. I mean, that's cool when you can go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to moving. We'll move,
Yeah.
but
Watch this though. Let me
yeah,
talk to you about this for a minute.
let's talk about this for a minute.
Uh-huh. That
And
was beautiful.
we see that in our teaching. We talk about teachers and
Yeah.
students. Well, oh, I want to learn this. I want to learn. How about we spend some more time with? Let's just sit
Mhm.
with this for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm sure we can find something deeper. Yeah, no.
Right.
Well, thanks for hanging out. This was
Absolutely.
awesome. Yeah, I'll put it up and I'll put the links and all that stuff for your stuff.
Thank you.
Hopefully, yeah, join us for seasonal chi. I forget it's coming up in a little bit, and
It is. What is the date for
yeah, I don't
seasonal
know. I was
change?
gonna say
Oh, I know when it is. It's the last, wait a minute.
it's Saturday. It's a Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah. It is, where are we?
We're
One
in
more.
July,
Here
Sherry.
it is. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, thank you. August 9th at 10 o'clock.
that's right. I knew it was the
Saturday
same.
morning at 10.
Yep, August 9th. It's a blast. Come join us. We have
Yeah.
fun. It's good. And then yeah,
Always good nuggets to take with
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. Check out New Age Hippie and
Yeah.
that stuff. But yeah,
So, you need to get your family on the calendar for next April.
for next April for World Tai Chi Day.
Yeah, you're coming to Jacksonville.
And I was just going to say to you, I need to come down to Florida.
Bring the
Because
family.
all y'all are in Florida now.
I know.
I'm
I
like
know.
one of the sole. I got to see Betty, at the week long and hang out with
Yes.
her for a couple of weeks, and she's traveling all over Europe and all that.
Yes, she is.
It's like,
And Megan was here with us.
oh, that's right. Oh my
It was
gosh,
a
yeah,
blast.
it was a
We had a
blast.
blast.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
bring the family, come and stay. We got plenty of room.
We can do that. We
I'll
can.
kick out the cat and dog. I'll put them
The cat and
outside.
dogs are fine. I'm a pet person. It's fine. Cat and dogs are fine. I'm a pet person. Cool, cool. Well, thank you. And I'm going to put everything
Thank you,
up.
Mike.
And yeah, yeah, yeah. And blessings. And yeah,
Thank you.
keep on keeping on. Cool, cool.
Absolutely. You're wonderful.
Thanks.